I'm Miss Verb, and I'm here today with
PB.
somebody. There hasn't been that many episodes that came out in the summer. Like, honestly?
No.
There's only like 3.
Reverser and...
Yeah, there was Reverser, there was Frightening Gale.
Yeah.
And there's something else, but I remember Reverser, I did the review with my Discord server.
Yes.
And then I did 2 with you. So there's only like 3 episodes that came out. So there isn't that whole lot. But now I think they're picking up speed again. That's it. So if the Sandboy trailer just came out, and Anansi came out yesterday, so I think they're gonna start to give us out more regularly.
Apparently it's gonna come out in 2 weeks, so it's still not...
Oh, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's still kind of slow going, but they're
picking up. Yeah. That's good. So, so at the time of recording this, it's the day right after Anansi came out. So, general thoughts?
I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the episode.
Yes.
I have criticisms, but I enjoyed the episode.
But don't you have criticisms?
I always have criticisms.
That's the whole point of these reviews.
Yeah. Criticize and point out stuff. Because if not, I'm just be like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, Adrianette.
Otherwise, it'd be kind of boring. I like this, and just kind of summarizing what we like.
No, we are here to be mean.
And no, we're here to be constructive.
Be mean and constructive. All right, so that's it. Like, we generally liked it, so that's a good start. So, yes. Okay, so what did you think of Nora / Anansi, whatever you want to call her?
I don't know. She wasn't particularly like
seriously
interesting to me at first. I was like, oh, it's just Alia's sister.
Yeah.
But then when she started talking, she was being protective. I was like, oh, she's actually very rational. Like, she doesn't want to let Alia go after all of the Akuma attacks.
Yeah, I
think that was very intelligent, and it gave her kind of like
a fleshed out backstory of some kind.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, because like most of the time it's just like, oh, here's Mr. Ramier. He likes pigeons.
Yes.
So it
gave her a motive, like a real motive. It wasn't just like...
Yeah, it felt like when she got akumatized, it was like, not hypocritical. What do you call it? Like, not sarcastic. Ironic. Like that she got akumatized after complaining about akumatized people. I thought that was so funny. But...
Especially because she was, like, complaining that Alia was always involved. And then she involves her.
I thought that, like, when she came on screen and she started talking, there was such a different feel to this character.
Yes.
Like, I'm an actual person with motivations, and she's very outspoken. So you can feel her presence, which I really, really liked.
Yes. You can also feel, like, her influence. In the scene, in the tone, in the everything, right? That's it. She has so much power on that scene, and then on top of that, like, she references past events. So I guess I'm assuming that she hasn't been around a lot. Yeah. From like the sound of it. Maybe she's busy, like in university or something.
Well, like especially when she didn't know like where Cat the Horse Miraculous is. So we'll get to that later. But I was like, okay, so she must have just been gone, like off to university, and then she just came back, so she's not as familiar with how the superheroes work. Yeah. Because, I mean, Alia knows, like, everything, right?
She has the ladybug.
I said she has the ladybug, so I don't know. Unless Alia isn't the talky type, but she does talk a lot. So.
She does.
Like, hey, look at my video.
I feel like she would hype up her vlog, and that kind of explains.
Well, I mean, I guess she hypes it up to Marinette, but maybe not her family.
Yeah, maybe.
Some people don't talk to their family, you know? There's those people.
True, but it doesn't seem that way so far with Alia. She's close to...
She's nice, yeah. She's
to her sisters.
Yeah, her sisters especially. But, yeah, so the whole thing with Anansi Nora, that was... I really enjoyed that. Yes. What did you think of the whole... Okay, her actual... Like, the arm wrestling competition.
I think it was kind of silly, but I mean...
It was so obvious from the get-go, like, oh, this is gonna go bad.
Yes.
This is so gonna go bad.
But at the same time, it's like they're teenagers, so it makes sense that they would try to solve things with an arm wrestling match or something.
Well, it was Nora that suggested that. So I'm not... I mean, arm wrestle...
She wanted to win, and she knew she would win.
There was no way he was gonna win. Like, and then But, like, I'm more concerned with, like, the fact that Marinette just...
cheated.
Like, yeah, she just cheated. It's like, oh, look. And then she's like, it's like, Marinette, you knew that it was destined to fail. Like, something was going to happen. And honestly, this comes back to, I was mentioning, I actually put this on Twitter when I was rewatching. I was like, why would you leave anybody angry alone? you would do your best to make sure that nobody ever gets angry in this universe because they just leave and she's frustrated.
Oh.
So it's like, why? Don't you people realize that by leaving people alone, they become akumatized? Don't you people realize this? And it's like, especially like being Ladybug and Cat Noir, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you should be like keen about this, like really looking out for it.
Like, everyone complains that Chloe has influenced many Akumas, but so has Marinette.
Marinette has done some too.
Like, unintentionally, obviously, that she doesn't mean to hurt people, but she kind of does sometimes. She's a little naive.
Which is good though, because then it doesn't make a perfect
Exactly.
heroine.
It gives her character flaws. It makes her more rounded, but at the same time, it's like,
yeah,
Marinette.
like Marinette,
Step up your game.
But I mean, she's not doing it on purpose. That's it. It's her character flaws, which is good, like I said. So, but yeah, so the whole thing with that, and that's, I thought it was fun. The fact that Marinette and Adrian were just talking. Like, can we get to that point? The fact that he was on FaceTime? Like, I don't... Like, when I first watched the trailer, I didn't see that part. And then I rewatched it and I'm like, he's on FaceTime.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had the phone until someone pointed it out on a post or something. And I was like, wait.
Yeah, he's on the phone. And then,
He's also... You know, like, there's a dance leaderboard. He's there, too.
He is? I didn't actually see that. I saw a little bit in the background, but...
And he's, like, the lowest one. And I'm like, how does that... How would he even play?
Well, as Cat Noir, he dances a lot, no?
No, but I mean, he's on the phone. He's not actually there.
I mean, he must have gone over to Alia's house? Question mark?
It's very
That
confusing.
means that he's been there, but...
It's confusing.
But there's so much stuff that's, like, different that happened in this episode. That's it. But the fact that Marinette's just like, hey, Adrian, it's like... Marinette, you growing up, girl. Woohoo! Good job.
She wasn't able to send a voicemail before, and now she can talk to him like face to face on the phone. It's
congratulations. Well, the other thing is that when I was rewatching the episodes, is basically she'll initially freak out and get nervous, but then she'll become more comfortable.
True.
After a couple minutes, like especially Kung Fu, she freaks out at the beginning. She gets. She becomes distracted by other things that are going on, and you know, so I don't think it's... I mean, they probably were hanging out a good bit before that, so she probably freaked out then, but still, yes, Marinette. Yes. You go, girl. Oh, that was so good.
And also her not reacting when Adrian says that he would like to have something like Nino and Alia.
Oh, no. No.
I was like, come on, she's right there.
Yeah, I like to have something hint, hint. But I mean, I guess he's talking about Ladybug, I suppose.
Probably
it's like crying together. And then they're in like the Ferris wheel. Okay, did you catch the celebration that they were doing it for?
I don't know.
I just remember something about the La Concorde, and that's it. I'm gonna have to go back and look because I was I'll show you my timeline theory book now. I have a book dedicated to it. Yeah. I don't know. And so I'm like, when I'm trying to work things out, and I was thinking, I was like, yeah, when... I mean, it's probably a holiday if there are fireworks or something, so it could give us an idea when it happens.
True.
But, so they're on, like, the Ferris wheel, and then... Okay.
Why do they have fireworks in the middle of the day?
Yeah, that's like, during the day. And, I mean, I don't know, they started early, maybe.
Anyway.
Anansi shows up.
Yes.
Akumatized. I hate spiders, but Anansi is a pretty good villain, I think.
Yes.
We see a lot of hand-to-hand combat. Her eyes, can we talk about her eyes? How she has like no eye, like her eyes, there's none, and it's really good because it ups the creep factor a little bit.
Yes, it's very creepy. Like the design, I mean, obviously it's done on purpose, but like, it's just...
It's a much more creepy villain,
Definitely.
And her entire thing is punching people, and I don't think that spiders are associated with punching.
Like, she had, like, boxing gloves or something on.
Did she?
Well,
I don't know, she just had, like, a little 3 arms.
Because when Marinette gets her own boxing gloves...
That was cute.
That's precious. But then, like, doesn't Anansi also have some?
Does she? I don't know. I think, to me, from what I saw, she just had, like, her fist, and she was just able to, like, blow up stuff.
Maybe so.
We'll get to that later. Like, I want to talk about that. But, yeah, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna... Okay, Hawkmoth and Anansi have this really interesting dynamic, too, in the episode. And So he's like, yeah, you want to protect your sister, so you're gonna show her what you have to protect her from, by becoming the person that you hate? Question mark. All right, I guess I'm not thinking rationally though.
No, not really. But I mean, when you're angry, you're not very rational either.
No, that's it. That's like he amplifies that, right? They become evil, like they want to take over everything. But that's it. They keep talking to each other throughout the episode, and they keep going on, and like she doesn't take him seriously.
Well, maybe what you were saying before, maybe like in a sense, she's trying to prove how incompetent Cat Whiskers. What was Mr. Whiskers?
Mr. Whiskers, Mr. I want to watch this in French. Mr.
Like
Whiskers.
how incompetent they really are sometimes, like against the Kumas, and like because Alia quickly when at the very beginning when Anansi's like, oh, it's dangerous, I don't want you going out so late, blah blah blah, Alia quickly responds, oh, if anything happens, Ladybug and Cat Noir are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So maybe when she gets akumatized, Anansi's trying to prove that they're not always.
Oh, that they're incompetent.
Exactly, that they're not always gonna be there. That she can't purely rely on them.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good point. That's a good point. Like she was, I guess, angry against the Beetle and Mr. Whiskers, right?
Yes, the Beetle and Mr. Whiskers.
Oh boy! And then that's so she takes Alia, and then Nino. Okay, Nino. Tell me your thoughts on Nino first, and then I'll go. But
I love Nino. He's precious.
Okay, that's the thing. I don't like him in this episode. Like,
why not?
He's not developed as a character.
Okay.
He's not developed as a character, okay? I also said
like
this
in terms of character development and flaws and all of that?
Yeah, okay, character development he has done.
Okay.
Fine, whatever. He just doesn't have a character, period. Like
like no personality, is that what you're saying?
Okay, what is his personality then? Tell me.
He's kind of funny and I like Adrian.
Like
friend.
He's like the
He
chill.
likes music, he likes dancing.
Yeah, he's likes this, but what is he?
He's like the overprotective friend.
Yeah, that we only see that in this episode. There's nothing else.
No. He stood up for Adrian as well when he becomes akumatized. He goes up to the dad, Agrest, and he's like, no, you have to let my friend have a party.
But I mean, that was his akumatized episode. Like, they all get a little bit of backstory, like random. Yeah. Like Julika with her random, I never appear in pictures, emo. But like, do you feel me, or am I being crazy?
No, I get where you're coming from, but he's just so cute that I don't even care.
Like, I have to rewatch it, but like this entire episode, I feel like Nino was forced. Like, his character was just sad to me. Like, it was so
I don't get that.
It was so obvious. Like, we all knew that Carapace was coming.
Yes.
Let's go with that, okay?
We saw it from the trailer.
From the trailers, and also I accidentally saw screenshots when I went on my Discord for 2 seconds, and you guys put pictures on.
No.
Spoilers, man.
Traitors.
But I mean, it wasn't their fault. But
no, yeah.
So I knew Carapace was coming.
Yeah.
So all of this over, like, I will protect Alia, no. Him going on and on and on, it just felt like, okay, come on, give us Carapace, hurry up already, we know. Like I understand they had to give him motivation to become Carapace. Yeah. Why, like, Meredith had to recognize that, but, like...
Well, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right?
I mean, with this show, development is kind of wonky for characters, but I didn't like him in this episode. If not, it's in my opinion, I just don't like Nino then.
Oh, I loved him.
His voice actor is Ben Diskin. I love Ben Diskin, but his Nino voice, okay, I'm sorry, but your Nino voice kind of sucks. I just don't think it's cool. And he said, like, dude, like, way too many times. Like,
well, doesn't he always?
He always, when this episode is focused on him. On Bubbler, he did that. And now that he has another episode, he does that. But in no other context does he really do that, where it becomes, like, an issue. Or, like, where he corrects himself. He only does that, like, now.
Well, because he's Carapace, and he thinks he's gonna give himself away if he keeps saying dude, because it's his thing.
Well, he gave himself away.
Well, he did in the end, but like, he's a little silly.
Okay, should we move on maybe? How long have I been talking about how I don't like Nino?
Quite a while now.
okay, look, just final line. I don't like his character subjectively, and I think objectively, his character could have been better developed, but within the context of the show, it's not as big of a deal because the show does that, you know?
I think maybe you were just expecting something more. You wanted...
No, even then, he just annoyed me.
It just annoyed you me in this episode.
He annoys me, yes. He annoys... him and Carapace, like, they're the same person, but him and Carapace together, they annoy me. So... so, let's talk about Carapace later. So then... I mean, okay, well, basically, there's not that much else to talk about. They, like, fight Anansi.
Yes.
And she has Cadmore right there with his ring. And the entire time, I'm just like, oh, shoot, she's gonna get it. Oh, shoot, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a whole moment with, like, where are your earrings?
It's so cute.
It was
funny.
so adorable.
Oh.
And then he gets trapped, and they're, like, fighting him.
She's moving his ears.
Yes, and she's, like, poking him.
It's so precious.
And then Marinette's like, she has, like, the candle.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, Nino, hold off the akumatized supervillain that can punch stuff while I go see Master Fu. Like, I get that in theory, but it doesn't work practically. He's not able to...
The only reason that I'm like, okay, maybe this could have worked is because he had the stick. And so he could keep her, like, at bay, right? He could, like...
Yeah, but he sucks. He's like...
Like, distance her with the stick.
Okay, if you had a super fast villain that could punch stuff, you think you could hold her off with a stick?
No.
But, like, oh, actually, isn't it the fact that he taunted her and then she kind of, like, fell for it, so she just played around with him?
Oh, maybe.
That might have been what it did. Because, I'm sorry, but I don't think you could keep a spider away with a stick. A big spider. Oh, boy.
Well... It's also not just a spider, it's a real person. So...
Right, but I think, though, it really was the fallacy, the human fallacy.
Yeah.
Like,
and maybe she also, like, she's being taunted, but at the same time she realizes, oh, this is Nino, my sister's friend. I can't
so she cares about
properly kill him.
I mean...
I don't know, maybe there's, like, a part of her subconsciously holding back a bit. Maybe.
Well, like, for example, in, like, Glaciator... Like, with André le Glacier, you know? And he wouldn't attack loved couples, right?
Yeah.
That was a subconscious thing, because I don't think Hawkmoth really programmed that into him.
He cared.
So, it was more of a subconscious thing, I suppose.
I mean, it could be, but it's unlikely. What my theory.
Well, that's what you said, though, that it was, like, a subconsciously, Nino, she wouldn't attack Nino and kill him.
Yeah.
So, same thing with André, so, like, he subconsciously, that's what his... personalities, like, I don't know. You know, it does all that stuff.
Yeah.
So she goes to see Master Fu, and...
First of all, how did she know that the candle meant Master Fu? I'm like, how do you recognize that that one specific candle is the one that he has?
Does he have candles?
They show it right after.
Okay, but does he have... Did he ever have candles before?
I don't know.
I mean...
That's the thing. I'm like, how do you recognize that you have to go there because of a candle?
Well...
I wouldn't be able to.
Doesn't she normally, like... She does that thing where, like, everything turns polka dots, like, in her vision, her, like, Marinette vision.
Yeah.
So maybe it was kind of like that, and she just kind of...
She just...
In her brain, her ladybug...
Her ladybug.
Her ladybug brain just kind of polka dotted subconsciously. I don't know. One thing, though, about... Because she's like, okay, I want your Miraculous, which is a gutsy move. I would never do that. No. I'd just be like, I want your Miraculous, Master.
I'm like, there's like 20 other Miraculous there. Why would you ask for that one specifically? There's probably another one that gives protection.
Well, I guess I don't know. Tabasastic probably hasn't figured that part out yet. But, like, okay, it's ballsy, and how does she know
that one has those powers?
Yeah, that's the thing that I asked. I was like, how do you know about this?
Maybe the book.
She didn't read the book. Oh, unless
he took the screenshots. Maybe she did.
Maybe he translated them to her after school lesson style. Could be. That's an interesting idea. I didn't have a solution for that. So that's good. That's a good idea. Yes.
I feel smart now.
So she goes. She gives it to Nino, and
I love how the Kwame was just like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll go.
Like, like he just gives it up. Like I guess he trusts Ladybug and her instincts or whatever. There's a lot of trust in there given to a 14, 15, however old she is, girl. And then okay, so what do you think of Nino's transformation? Because I don't like it either. I'm sorry, guys.
I thought I liked it.
You did? Because I think a lot of people did.
I think it fits with like the character they're trying to make him as. Yeah. You know, the breakdancing, kind of funny.
I think it does.
Chill thing. It fits very nicely. The only thing is like, did Master Fu have the exact same transformation?
Well, no. Okay. Do you remember Fusion Theory?
Fusion Theory.
It was the idea that
the Kwamis.
The Kwamis and the human, but like in the earlier part was of that video, I was talking about what was I talking about? Okay, Tiffany thing. It was because Plag and Frightening Gale, he was like, oh yeah, it was basically the idea that the holder influences the costume.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe it influences the transformation.
Yeah. In French, I rewatched all the episodes, they were in French. I keep saying I rewatched them because I did, and it gives you information. And I rewatched it in French, and he basically says my theory, except that he said it a lot clearer in French. Oh, he actually says it like verbally, like you influence it, rather than kind of like Plag in English. He kind of
hints at it.
He hints at it, but then in French they just explicitly say it.
Okay.
So it's like I should have watched the French.
Yeah, I should watch those in French too. But sometimes they come out in English first.
Right now it's in English first, right? Yeah. So you can't really do anything about that. But yeah, that's the thing. So it's like, okay, they just explicitly say it. Yay. So yeah, basically Master Fu wouldn't wear the exact same costume as Nino is what I was trying to say.
And he wouldn't have the same transformation or anything.
He wouldn't have the same transformation, probably.
Okay.
So
I would love to see what it would look like with Master Fu.
I want to see a Master Fu. Yes. Show that one day, please. Maybe even just like a flashback.
Yeah, he doesn't have to actually fight someone. It's just...
No, I want to see him fight too. Let's go. So then he...
Fight Hawkmoth one-on-one.
So I think maybe the transformation is just getting used to it.
Yeah.
For me. The costume also is a thing of getting used to it, I think.
I like the costume.
The costume?
Although it reminds me too much of like Ninja Turtle.
It's a very Ninja Turtle costume. Like, he even has like the scales in the front, and he has like the thing.
Even the hoodie, I'm like, they don't have hoodies, but it just gives me that vibe.
Really? Okay. Yeah. It's a very Ninja Turtle vibe, and if I ever met Thomas Heswick, one of the questions is like, how did you go about designing him to make sure that he wasn't a Ninja Turtle? But that's it. I think his costume, I think everything is just a matter of getting used to it.
Yes.
And like his weapon is cool. Like the idea of using his shell as a weapon, I think is cool.
I like that.
His costume, that's it. I like the idea of it. I just didn't like it in the episode context.
Okay.
I'm weird.
It's okay. It's okay. You can dislike things without knowing why or...
That's good. So, what happens in the rest of the episode again? Oh yeah, they decided to go boxing.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. So they were in the boxing ring, and that's what you were mentioning, the boxing gloves. Because Merida basically tricks her into, like, beating up the 4 pillars.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that is a very video game solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hit these weak spots so that you, like, drag the whoever you're fighting to, like, punch the weak spots. So I was like, that's very, very video game-esque. And then, I don't know, it was fun. It was enjoyable,
yes. I love her little gloves. It's too cute.
Yeah, she, like, got gloves and just, yeah.
So precious.
Good.
And then she throws Cat Noir at her with the...
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, like, what if you hit her face?
Yes.
You would kill her.
What if you touch her shoulder? What if you touch her? Does she disintegrate?
Yeah. I'm like, that's very dangerous, man. And then at some point, Cat Noir is like, you're not going to replace me with a turtle, right? I died at that line. Because it's like, I don't know, it's like, the way you said it was just like, are you going to replace me with, like, a turtle? It's like, yeah. Oh, it was so good. I'm not sure that Nino's use was that useful though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could argue the same about Reine Rouge. Was that Reine Rouge, like, at least her miraculous, like, her ability served a purpose in, like, dragging all the sapoti and like, what is that in English? Sapot. I don't know. They dragged her away. Him was just make sure they don't die when they fall down.
Yes. Just basically like a shield.
Yeah, a shield, and then like it. Also, I guess he helped distract. He was like a second person because Cat Noir was out of commission.
Out of commission.
He was out of commission though. I mean, I kind of question why he didn't just like turn his hand around and destroy the web.
Yes.
Unless he couldn't flip it around. Unless but he showed the ability to like detach himself before, so he could have just like ripped off his arm and then like.
Well, maybe like over time, you can't.
It became too hard, and he just didn't want to do it. Yeah, but I just kind of Nino's use was questionable, but
I think it was more just to bring him in. It wasn't like it kind of. You mentioned in the beginning it felt kind of forced, so they kind of just forced him into to introduce.
Yeah, like we want to introduce Carapace. Let's do it in this episode. Go. Yeah. And I mean, it was kind of the right idea because it was a whole Alia, Anansi, like Nino thing. So there's kind of like that story going on.
Like it does work, but you can tell that it was. It could have been resolved differently.
It was pushed too hard. It's like I would have written the story a little bit differently.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut down the time a little bit. So what happens afterwards?
Cat Noir leaves.
He leaves
because he's going to distress form, and then
Nora's just like, oh, you can handle yourself. I don't know. And then
and then Carapace and Ladybug do the pounded thing, which is
how dare you? It's the Cat Noir Ladybug thing.
I'm like, why didn't she do it with Reine Rouge then, right?
How dare you?
She wants to make him feel included. I don't know.
Somebody was like, why? Because like Alia was like, oh, this is the first time a new superhero, like on the blog, and then somebody had mentioned, but it's not the first time. But what happened? I was thinking is that basically she wasn't able to film herself as Reine Rouge, right? So it's the first time she got a new superhero, and then like they have that thing at the end where like, Alia's like, I know who you are. And then he's just like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. It's like, yeah, cool, okay. So, I mean, the fact that she knows, though, is really cool. Like, at least somebody knows somebody in this show.
I was
like,
glad, too, because I did not want another love squid.
Also, okay, Meredith, Ladybug leaves with Nino, comes back with a mysterious new superhero. Who do you think it is? Who do you think it could possibly be?
It's just common sense at this point. Even Adrian should have realized. Did Adrian realize?
Adrian should have. I hope
he should have. He should have.
Man, okay, I actually have to lower this. I'm screaming too loud. So, how would you rate this episode? So, 1 to 10, so 10 being the best, 1 being absolute garbage, so 5 is like a decent episode. I would put this higher than a decent episode,
I would say like...
it loses points because of Nino. For me.
I would say like a 7?
I'd go 5.5.
Okay.
It was destroyed because of Nino.
I'm influenced because I like Nino so much.
Yeah, then you should give a higher score. It was a pretty good episode. I mean, like, I don't know.
It's spiders, though. A lot of the time I was just like, it's a giant
yeah, but that's good.
spider.
At least the villain, like, creeps you out.
True. It has an effect on me.
Honestly, we didn't even talk about Hawkmoth and how Hawkmoth and Anansi interacted.
Oh, and how he hints at the very end.
Yes, he hints, like, okay, one day I will outnumber you. Okay, so here's the thing. So there are 4 heroes theoretically so far because Sapatsi has occurred because they mentioned the twins being akumatized, okay? Mm-hmm. So there are 4 heroes. If you outnumber, if you're going to outnumber them, that means that you have to get more than just Mayura.
Yeah.
It took me forever to realize that Mayura was the peacock. I did figure that out. Anyway, so that means that it doesn't only reference Mayura.
It references other people.
It references somebody else, at least. So whether that somebody else is akumatized victims or something, but it's not just Mayura.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like... You know.
No, I agree. I was thinking... Because he doesn't say, oh, there's going to be other villains. He says, like, we're going to outnumber you, right?
He says something about, like, being outnumbering.
Like, he uses the word outnumbered.
We'd have to check out the French version, obviously, to, like, to see what
maybe the
he says, really.
Different.
Yeah. Oh, man, my nose. I'm sick. If you guys couldn't notice, I'm sick. But, yeah, the entire time he was like, Anansi doesn't take him seriously compared to other akumatized victims. Like, she just kind of like, okay, whatever, you know, butterfly dude. And Hawkmoth has to kind of prod her, but she's doing really well for an akumatai, like, for a villain. But he had to kind of prod her, like, try to get her on track and stuff. It was just a really entertaining, entertaining dynamic. Probably could read into it more. Like right now we went way over time, so I'm just kind of like, okay, we should really cut this up. But it was really interesting at least, and there might be something to pull out of that.
True.
Theory-wise.
It's promising.
Promising, that's a good word. Promising. She's a literature person.
Yes.
I'm just here like, no.
Most of these words, I just remember that, like, teachers have said them or whatever. I'm not that smart.
No, that can't be true. So, okay, I'm going to stick with, like, a 5.5 on 10. Because of Nino.
I think I want to stick with the 7 because, like, I don't know. I hate rating things.
I feel like if you like Nino, you should rate this higher.
Oh, I know. But at the same time, you've brought up, like, good points.
Oh, okay. So I just lowered your score.
No, but I mean, it's good to look at things critically. Yeah. You know, it's not, like, I don't mind. It's not like you ruined it for me. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, there's some issues. It's fine.
Yeah. I feel like I always, like, point out, like, when people tell me a theory, I'm always like, yeah, but, and then, like, I always, like, throw them down. I feel really bad for doing that.
No, but you're a cinema person, right?
Yeah, but I'm also, like, one of those, orderly, straight to the point kind of person. I'm not good at writing speeches. Like, if I type it out, I'm a lot better than, like, making a speech straight out. I'm not good at that.
Oh, yeah. Improvising is not my thing.
Like, elegant speech. So, but, yeah. So, 5.5 for me and a 7 for PB. So, thank you guys for coming. And that's it. Tell me why you like this episode, why I'm wrong, because... I'd be happy to be proven wrong.
But do so respectfully, please.
Respectfully. Don't, well, I mean, you can hate me.
Don't bash her opinions.
Yes, please, have pity on me, have mercy. Okay, so, thank you guys for watching, or listening. I always say watching. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Bye.
Quick announcement before you guys go, I actually have a Patreon now, so if you want to go check that out, link will be below, and I will see you guys in my next discussion, which will be Sandboy. Bye!